Hello everyone, in this video we will cover the camera section of our application, and to handle it, let's start with the coding side. So first we handled the domain and infrastructure folders in our previous video. So in this video we will cover the presentation and application side, but let me remind you some things. As I said, please use your own device when you test it, when you develop it, the camera section, because of the emulators, especially the iOS emulator, has some problems for the camera section. Let's start with presentation folder, okay? So for the camera page, for now, let's ignore the user list controller because we will use later. So let's ignore it, and we have camera qubit we will use. We have controller, camera controller, not the user list controller. We have cameras, list of cameras, and is in progress boolean. So in here we use stateful widgets because we want to init our state. We will initialize our qubit. Which qubit? Camera qubit. And we use getIt for the dependency injection. And after we init the camera qubit, we use if mounted condition, and it means if the state is currently in tree or not. We just check it if mounted, and after that we use add post frame callback. Why? Because we want to use async and await keys in here. And again, why? Because in here in the camera qubit we have get cameras of the device function, and this function is future, so we want to use this function in the init state section, init state method, but init state method cannot be async here. And yeah, like this, avoid async functions that returns void. So we cannot use async in here, and because of that we use add post frame callback method, which is coming from the widgets bindings instance. After that we set our cameras, list of cameras, with using this function, get cameras of the device function. And right now we can look at the get cameras of the device function, which is exist in the camera qubit. So this function is a short one, and we just emit our state, update our state as is in progress true. Then we get available cameras, and after that we return our available cameras of the device. Then in our controller, which is camera controller, we need to set our controller. We need to set our camera actually, and camera controller needs description and resolution preset. So for the description section, actually it means the camera, which camera, for example front camera or back camera. After we set our controller, our camera, we need to initialize it. We need to initialize our camera controller, then we just update it, and that's it for the init state. Why we do such things? Why we use init state? Because when I want to open our camera, when I want to click this button, this section, camera page, as Instagram, I want to open my camera instantly. I don't want to select front or back camera in the beginning of the camera page. So I want to open, for example, front camera or back camera initially. So because of that we use init state in here. Yeah, here it is. Actually we can use right now, but let's refresh our app, and we may need to change here the camera. Yeah, like this. Let's do as one. Yeah, we can use right now, but as I said in the previous video, we cannot use the back camera, we need to use front camera. So let's switch our camera via this button. Okay, we can switch our camera via this button here, and let me show you. Actually in the icon button we just use on pressed, which is a function. We just use on new camera selected function, which is coming from the widget tree, and the on new camera selected is in actually here. This function make our controller as null. Here our controller we just set as null. After that we dispose it, and we create a new camera controller, and we use it. That's it, no more. So yeah, of course, don't forget to initialize it here. So for the simplicity, I just created it in here. And yeah, for the other one, the capturing section in here, capturing section, what we are doing. So for this, we are using a function. Which function? Let's go to the qubit, camera qubit here. And the take picture is a function that is a long one, but don't worry, because we just check if the file is null or not. The file is coming from the captured file, by the way. After that, for the mirror image, after we capture, we set some things. We use some tricks in here. I found this trick via Stack Overflow. And after our trick, after we use the mirror image trick, we just update our state, and that's it, and no more. Yeah, as you can see in the camera qubit section, in the camera qubit file, there are no any functions. So because of that, let's go to the camera page, and we handled our on camera selected function in here, and we use BLoC providers. Here we use BLoC provider.value because we want to create our camera qubit as late, and we want to use it in the init state method, and because of that we just created it in here as late. And that's it for the camera section. I'm in the capturing a camera like this. After that, we show the image to the user, and to do this we need to go camera page body, and after that here we have camera view, and after the camera view section we have camera output widget. So this is actually the output of the image. Yeah, so let's go and look at it. So we just use our path of the taken photo, and which is coming from our state, because when we capture it we just save our path, image path. So there is an icon here, the send icon, and after we click this icon we see our current channels. So we can of course refresh, we can select like this, we can unselect. We need to go to the related page because the camera section, the camera folder has done, and we need to go capture and send photo page section in here. So let's close the camera section. Here we are using the channels. Which channels? In the previous video I mentioned about it. Let me show you. Here we have channels that the user is included getter, and this is actually for this page. So let's go to the implementation of it. Chats in here. Yeah, channels. So in here we just return the list of channels that the current user is included. For example, the mark one. So there is one more button, of course, the send button after we select. So let's go and look at it. Finally, camera page body, camera view, output section. So where is it? Here we have body. So capture and send photo page body, and in here we have such things to filter our channels, and it is easy one. I think we just show the, for example, member last message time like this, last message on Wednesday, or channel created time here, for example. We use some informations as you understand. So after these things we need to send our image to the selected user. For example, let's select the Mark like this, and we need to send a message to Mark. So to do this we need to use this button, and to use this button we need to consider a float action button, which is in here, right? Yeah, here. So send captured photo to selected users we are using to send an image. So let's look at this function, the final function. So it exists in the chat management qubit file. Firstly, we get the channel ID. The channel ID is coming from the selected user. For example, this channel. When we select, we say send this photo to this channel like this. So after that, we use the send photo as message to the selected user method, which is coming from our service. Which service? Chat service. Here we have send photo as message function, and let's look at the implementation of it. Copy, and here search. Here we have random message ID. We have signed in user. Actually, we create a new user in here, new user variable. So after that, we use the send image function, which is exists in the stream chat client variable. Here this class has send image function, and after that we get this image as an URL, and we use the image URL as response.file. Then we put these all informations into the message variable, message class, like this. After that, we are ready to send a message as an image. So actually, as I said in the previous videos, we sent a message, but actually we show as an image to the user. You know, we are just sending a message, but we are showing it as image, and that's it actually for the camera section. I don't test it. I don't want to send it because of the type of the image. So as you know, let's go to the camera section again. Where's our in states? Here, yeah, 0. Oh, okay, 0. Yeah, here after we capture it, we have unable to load asset error, and because of that I don't want to send the message. You can find the related image, the related things in my GitHub, and of course you can also test it with your own device, on real device. And yeah, that's it for this video. The next video will be a last video, I think, because we have just internet connection section, and it will be the short one again, because you know we just need to check the internet connection. After that, we need to show something, some message, some snack bars, I don't know, to the user, and that's it. Thanks for watching, and see you on the other video, which is the final one.